Welcome to my review of Legend of Korra Season 3. This is, of course, it's the fourth season of Korra and the seventh season of Avatar overall. And to get started, I'm going to go over some staffing and then go into the new VAs. So, Kay Mahala, who also did work for Avatar The Last Airbender and joined the writing team for the rest of the shows. One, Mel Shoam Zellum, who did work for the Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2 and Kung Fu Panda, hopped into the director show for the rest of the shows 1. And then now we're on to the VA section. So Zeo is played by Henry Rollins, who played Bonk and Mad Stan in the DCAU, and Johnny Ratchet from Teen Titans. Gazan is played by Peter Gals. Ming Hong is played by Gray Desal, who played Azula in Avatar The Last Airbender, Wonder Woman in a lot of different DC projects, Daphne in a lot of Scooby-Doo projects, Vicky and Faye, Our Parents, and Virgil in The Batman. Pearlie is played by Chrissy Wu, who played Scarred Sinister in Return of Halloween Town. I have never thought I would mention Return of Halloween Town in one of these reviews, but hey, you never know what will pop up when you look over a voice actor's credit. And Kavera is played by Zelda Williams. Yes, the daughter of Robin Williams. So let's get on to the review. Episode 1. Spirits have moved into the Spirit Vine cover parts of Republic City. Boomy can now airbend. The vines don't want to be driven away. The press is broom, and the president is doing the same due to Korra not being able to get rid of the vines. No one believes that Boomy can airbend. Marco is staying at the police station because of work, even though he can stay on El Temple Island. Everyone sees that Boomy can airbend now. Airbenders have been popping up everywhere thanks to harmonic convergence. Mako's being awkward around Korra and Sami because of her love triangle thing, which I'm glad that they kind of mostly drop at this point. It's just Mako being awkward, and eventually he gets over his awkwardness, which it is what it is. Tenzin's happy that there are new airbenders. Korra does the whole healing spirit thing to try and get rid of the spirit vines, but that didn't work. It made things worse. Tenzin tells Korra change is good or bad depending on the point of view, and no matter what happens, no matter what you do, you can make someone mad. Which is, that's just true. Korra is able to talk down and scale airbending. Korra got kicked out of Republic City because she said to the president, get used to the vines. Which, her getting kicked out of Republic City is reverse of the end of the season, and it really doesn't play into the season, so. Korra and the gang are going on a grand tour to find new airbenders.
Step into the grand tour. Grand tour, grand tour.
We meet Zahir, who's a prisoner that talks about airbender, who detached from the world and learned how to fly. Zahir is one of the new airbenders and escaped prison. Zahir wants to end of Avatar. This episode's okay. So, this episode reminds me of Jurassic Park Dominion. Nah, in a good way. Well, if you remind me of Jurassic Park Dominion, that's not good. So, like, the advertisement of Jurassic Park Dominion was like, oh my god, the dinosaurs are everywhere. Because of the end of Fallen Kingdom, they got released into the world. They're everywhere. The movie focused on Locust and now a fucking island. So, like, it's like, oh, we really didn't focus on dinosaurs interacting with the modern world. They released shows on YouTube, which were cool, but like they weren't the movie, like the trailers shown. Anyways, and then like Jurassic Park Rebirth, the newest one, was like, oh well, all the dinosaurs were dying off in the modern era because, well, we're going back to basics. Variety said, director, I forgot which one technically did, but it's like, oh boy, we can't figure out how to do dinosaurs everywhere, so we just gonna do Jurassic Park again, by having them go to another island. And this is what this feels like with the spirits living in Republic City. They don't do anything with it in this season, even though that was like kind of a lead up from finishing point from season 2 was the spirit gates opening and the spirits being along for humans. Now you could say, well, and I feel like they realized that like they couldn't figure out something to do with that, or like what they came up with the season wouldn't match well with the spirit thing. So I think that's why they try and do like a pivot in episode 1 very quickly with, harmonic convergence made airbenders, but that also feels very unsatisfying because this is something that Aang and Tenzin really wanted. It just seems like, well, here you go. And it doesn't feel like a good, not necessarily conclusion, because this whole story, like season focused on the new airbenders, like a satisfying way to give it airbenders. back. Like if it was like it's like I don't know how they could have done a mass gain of airbending, which is weird. If I had a nickel for each time people just suddenly get airbender because the plot demands it, I would have 2 nickels in this for this show, which is not a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. But the point being is, again, I feel like this was a sloppy pivot, but the pivot's also necessary because I don't think having the spirits in, like, specifically Republic City or, like, every part of the world would match well, necessarily, with the main plot line of the here, which we will get into much later. So I do think it's a necessary part, like, pivot, but I don't think it's a good, they didn't handle the pivot necessarily the best. Also, too, I should mention, hands down, out of the 3 seasons of Korra we have, this is the most likable she's been. She's still hard-headed and all that stuff. She still has her personality, but I feel like she has learned something. She has grown. And it doesn't feel like, from the start of season 2, she became, like, one of the most unlikable characters in the show. If this was the season, she's definitely almost likable here. Like, she still has character flaws and all that stuff, but, like, she's a character I like to watch and enjoy her doing stuff now. Well, season 1, struggle with Korra, she wasn't necessarily unlikable, but, like, there were peaks and valleys, and again, season 2 was just valiant to constantly rise up with her character depiction. Again, season 3 is hands down the best. Like, for example, she doesn't use the avatar state at all, because she overused it in season 2. It's something not stated, but, like, it dawned on me when I was watching this, like, she does not go into the avatar state by choice in the season at all, which is, like, again, it's a nice detail if you notice it, and I do appreciate it. That's just one example I've noticed, but I thought I mentioned here as well. But I think that's really it for this episode, so moving on to episode 2. The team is going to Boston saying if all of Kingdom villages to search for airbenders. Bolin got Mako to go with the rest of them by mentioning, well, they could meet their family. The grandmothers in Boston saying. Now, I feel like Team Avatar, like Asami, Mako, and Bolin are just kind of heel at this point. I like Asami. Mako, I like for the I like Mako and Asami with someone. It's just when they're not involved with a love triangle BS. That really holds down the character. I mentioned I don't really like Bolin. But, like, if you just make it so, like, when they get to Boston saying Mako and Bolin actively try to find their family, cool, they have motivation to come. But it just feels like they mention it, they do meet them, but it's not on purpose, or like intentional on Mako Bolin's part, but it's not a goal of theirs. So it feels like they just tagged along. It's an easy change to make them feel like they have a goal. Like, if you ask me what's Asami, Bolin, and Mako's goal of the season, I cannot fucking answer you besides help Korra, which is fine and dandy, but, like, I don't feel like that's necessarily good for the characters per se. I guess Mako getting over the fact that he feels embarrassed about what happened in season 2. So I guess Mako has some character growth. But, like, for example, Kotaro wants to end the war that took him out, same as Sokka, he wants his dad to come back. And, like, Toph wants the freedom of exploring the world. These characters have motivations of and to help to end the war. And I feel like that's why Team Avatar really lacked in this season. Zaire breaks out Gozen, who can lava band, which is fucking cool. Tenzin fails to convince the first airbender to come with them because, to be fair, the dude might be an airbender now, but that doesn't mean he cares about airbender culture. He has a life, he has family, he has kids, you know, like most people won't live that because, oh, now I'm an airbender, I have this duty that I didn't care about 2 seconds ago. Most people won't buy that. They are failing to get airbenders to join them left and right. Korra's way of doing things also failed, which again, I think that's a good scene to show that Korra is still hard-headed, she still has flaws, but she's still, again, I feel like they may in a way that's more likable compared to the other 2 seasons. So Hyun goes on break out, who doesn't have any arms, but used warband to make arms, which is very cool in terms of, like, using bending to cover up, like, limitations you may have, because not having any arms, you can't hold anything, but like using water bending to have arms, that's cool, that's awesome, that's like really sweet and very cool to show disabilities working with bending or having bending make up for disabilities or weaknesses that the person may have, like Toph being able to see with oath bending. Like, that's really cool, and I love to see stuff like that. I do appreciate it. The gang try putting on a show to get people to join them in terms of airbenders. They got one. The kid's name is Kai. He's an oathbender says to be chased by outlaws. But outlaws show up, but they were cops. Kai stole money from his family by adopting him. And I feel like the show wants me to like Kai kind of off the bat a lot more than I do. That's the first horrible impression. Steal from a family that adopted you? Now, if he said, oh, the family treated me horribly, give him the dire Hawthorne treatment. Cool, whatever. They don't. They made the kid super unlikable right off the bat. And that is an issue for trying to make him sympathetic later on. Korra saves Kai from jail time as he joins the team. Mako doesn't trust Kai. Genoa has a crush on Kai. Zuko's on Zeahil's trail. This episode's fine. I mean, I feel like I've always said everything I need to say about this episode when I was breaking it down. So I'm just gonna move on to episode 3. Kai and Bumi are training. Isn't it wonderful to see that Boss's thing has gone worse since Aang last visited this place? Both Queen sounds terrible to be around. Absolutely walking on your own shells. Kai can't help himself but to steal. But Queen is a spoiled brat. The Queen doesn't like Republic City since she feels like it was built on certain land due to the fact that it was foreign ancient colonies on the Earth Kingdom, like villages, and it was disputed over the land and stuff like that, so that's how Republic City was built. So I can see how the rule of a country would see that as stolen land. The gang found out that Kai is gone. The Queen says she needs Korra to collect tax money that keeps on being stolen before she helps. With an airbender quest, Mako and Bullen spots Kai stealing from people. Kai escaped. Kai also stole Mako and Bullen's wallet so they can't go back to the upper wing. Kai is living life, just the best life, with the stolen money. Mako Bullen found their family. Again, complete accident, but weren't looking for them. Boom, there we go, we got this. Korra's cousins are new leaders of a Northern War tribe, which I kind of love. Mako's family owns that Mako and Bullen's parents are dead. Korra and someone defend the tax money, but Korra feels like the money belongs to the people, honestly. She goes like, well, the people say we're on the wrong side. I kind of feel like we're not wrong. Mako Bullen see a picture of her parents, and Mako gave his parents' scarf to his grandma, which is a nice scene. I do appreciate it. And again, I do like the stuff for the most part with Mako Bullen's family. I just, again, if they tweak them to have an objective for this season, I think that's the main issue with this storyline for me. But again, I do really like it. There are no airbenders in Boss saying I'm going to the Queen. Dali have been kidnapping airbenders. Love to see that the secret police are still doing shady shit. Kai has been jailed and forced to join the airbender army. This episode's okay. So my issue now is that Kai, we're supposed to feel sympathy for Kai, but the issue is that Kai is not likable. He was literally taken after he was stealing from someone. Well, you can act, oh, you can be too rich or whatever may be the case. Doesn't matter. Like, we already seen the kid doing bad stuff you're not supposed to do. And we're supposed to be, oh, sympathy for him being thrown in jail. Now, granted, him being forced to join the army is terrible. It makes the Queen unlikable. But we're supposed to dislike the Queen. I don't think we're supposed to dislike Kai as much as I dislike Kai at this point. That is the issue. I kind of dislike him as much as the Oath Queen. So, I don't like the situation that he's in, but I don't feel sympathy for the guy. I'm just like, well, this shouldn't happen to him, but do I feel that bad? Not really. So, I think that's, the main issue of episode 3. Everything else is fine. I like Asami and Korra fighting together. That was fun. And again, I do like the stuff with Mako Bullen's family. Episode 4. Zeahil and Korra bring out Pai Li, who can shoot explosives from her head, just like our friend Combustion Man. And this is despite Zuko and Korra's dad and cousin's best efforts. Zeahil and Pai Li are a thing. Mako Bullen tell Korra about the Queen taking airbenders because they hold that rumor from their family. The Queen is trying to get Korra to leave with false reports of airbenders anywhere else. The gang is trying to go looking into the base under the lake for airbenders, even though because, oh well, we know that Aang found the secret base here. Well, if they knew that much, they should have known that it was destroyed in Avatar The Last Airbender. But whatever. But Airbender's got Joe are being forced to train. Genoa uses her spirit to search for base, but no one's there because it's under the sea. Genoa focuses on Kai's energy and find him, which is under the powers. Lin is here about this thing to warn Korra about Sahil. Sahil and Korra tried to kidnap Korra as a child, and that's why her and Tenzin was so protective of her as a child. I actually like that retro continuity. I think that's a nice touch. I think, especially after like the whole season 2 of her blowing up at her dad for keeping her like shelter as a kid was not unnecessary, but again, that's during when she was very unlikable. I feel like, again, they probably didn't think about Zahir at all at that point. Which is fair, which is valid. Not getting criticized from how dare you not come up with this idea yet. But I feel like that's a better use for that plot line than what happened in season 2. Airbender prison break, Vidali agents attack the gang, the Queen threatens to go to war with Korra over the Airbenders. Kai saves Genoa from a Vidali agent, Korra saves Berlin, Mako, and Genoa and Kai. Everyone is Scott base. The Airbenders want to train under Tenzin. Korra goes with Lin for protection as Tenzin takes the Airbenders to the Northern Air Temple to train. I like this episode. I think the Oath Queen is not completely out of the picture yet, even though there's last balance and saying that she wants to go to war, the door is open for her to be a threat later on. And I do appreciate that Korra has to basically fight a nation or a city, or really a nation, because she's queen of all of the Oath Kingdom. Then Zahir as a trying to gun for her head, I think is a nice way of like having the word against Korra and it feel natural. Because again, the queen is a spoiled fucking brat. She wants the Airbender for a personal army in a time of peace, mind you, but she just wants the Airbenders for a selfish reason. And Korra wants to restore balance to the world, so of course she would feel the Airbenders, because the world has been thrown out of balance by the death of the Airbenders, for the most part, but like near death of all the Airbenders. So Korra is just doing her Avatar duty, and she made a big enemy out of the whole nation. So I do appreciate, even though Korra is doing the correct thing and her duty as an avatar, it still has a major fucking consequence for Korra. And I do appreciate that, because it's not like, oh, no matter what, Korra always fucks up. It's going back to what Tenzin said earlier in the first episode. Change is either good or bad, and no matter what, you're gonna piss someone off. And guess what? Korra changed, what Free the Airbender says, a change. And Oath Queen didn't like it. So I do appreciate that being kind of like going back to the first episode for setup for this season. So moving on to episode 5. Korra and Korra are going to Zafu, the metal bending city, to look for an airbender. Lin just doesn't like to be in Zafu, so she tells Korra to lie about her being there. Sahil pretends to be a new airbender on El Temple Island. The gang named Sue, who's the mayor of Zafu, and I know you guys can't see this. I know my spelling of her name is incorrect in my notes. I thought I spelled Sue perfectly fine, but it's different, and I'm not gonna change it for my notes. It is how it is. They know Lin is on the old ship. Sue is Lin's sister, and Lin doesn't want to talk to Sue. She's not having Sue at all. We meet Sue's children, and one of them is Opal, who is the new airbender. Opal and Berlin have a thing for each other. Sue doesn't want Opal to leave Zafu, so Korra's gonna train her a bit at Zafu before moving on. They're moving the Airbenders on El Temple Island to the Northern El Temple. Valak is here and is in business with Sue to make magnet trains, which isn't relevant at all right now. I know he's in season 4, but I'm not sure how relevant he is there. But he's just there because a little more comic relief, I guess, even though I do enjoy his presence. Lin would not talk to her sister. Toph gave her daughters freedom, maybe too much freedom, and Sue was a rebel that figure out that all she wants is a family, so she builds Zafu. Kai knows Zahir is Zahir, who will fall. I mean, to be fair, if you didn't know his face, how the fuck you know he's a risky prison convict. So he escapes. Opal wants to be a part of Len's life, but Len wants nothing to do with him. I like this episode, and I like that we're getting finally Len development, and we're seeing more of Toph's family tree, and learning more about Toph after the events of after Lost Airbender. I like Sue a lot. I like Opal a lot. Yeah, I mean, I have nothing too much to say because most of that development story plot lines are down the line, but I do like this episode for what it is. Episode 6, Korra's getting alone metal bending. Varric has a magnet suit and does exactly what it sounds like, and has no plot relevance later on, so I'm not sure why I mentioned it in my notes. Len is stretching out a lot. Zahir and Comb are leaving Republic City. Len is getting extra punctual, a quick flashback. Sue was a thief and skipping school a lot. Korra, back in the present, picked up metal bending fast. In the past, Len harassed Sue for stealing. Sue fought Len, which, due to a cut cable, is how Len got her scar.
Is it the scar? You want to know how I got him?
Back to the present, Zahir had a police chase that they escaped easily from. But Len cannot figure out how to metal bend, and he's very embarrassed about that. One more quick flashback. Sue was forced to leave the scene, and Toph whip up the West One. And we see that due to how, Toph was raised, which was under the strictest of rules, that she gave her children way too much freedom. It becomes kind of like a vicious cycle almost. Len is going to learn how to metal bend from Sue. Len talks to Sue, which ended up them fighting. Opal broke up for fight, and Len passes out. Len got her anger towards her sister out of system. Len tells Opal that she needs to live life to make her happy, so Opal is going to go to the Nova and El Temple for training. And I do like that, Sue acknowledged, yeah, I was pivoting towards how my grandparents were being very strict with Toph. So maybe I should give Opal a little bit freedom and let her go to the Nova and El Temple for training. I thought that was nice, breaks the cycle. Zahir can sense the chorus with the Metal Clan. I like this episode, and I like that we see, what happened with Sue and Len very quickly. It's not a mystery for long. But, I can understand how Sue, being as uptight as she is, will have a problem with her sister Sue. And Sue, mentioned, I tried to talk to you over years, me and Toph sell things, and we just need to talk this out and figure out our feelings. And I'm glad that Len was able to let go of a grudge after so many years. I think that's a nice little character moment for her. Episode 7. Tenzin is trying to teach Airbender history to his students, but they really don't give two shits. The Airbender Temple group arrives at the Nova and El Temple, and Tenzin hears about what happened with Zahir. I like Korra giving advice to Tenzin about how to treat people and motivation. I feel like that's a nice way of Tenzin acknowledging Korra has grown a lot and can be able to give him advice. I think that's a nice small moment for Tenzin. Kai doesn't listen to Tenzin's warnings about while flying Bison, but Genoa saved him. Kai says Genoa should be Airbender Master. Boomy tells Tenzin, you need to break down the new Airbenders to build them back up. And I think Boomy regrets telling Tenzin that immediately. Tenzin is being super harsh as a teacher. Tenzin shaved the guy's head without telling him it was optional for the important part, but shaved head helps you feel things around you. Genoa tells her dad that he's pushing too hard. Boomy quits. Genoa argues with her dad about becoming an Airbender Master. While Bison hunters kidnap Genoa and Kai, Pamela tells Tenzin he needs to give people more time to adjust because it is a new lifestyle, it's a new culture that they have to learn and stuff like that. Genoa sends a spirit to get help. The new Airbenders do go help. It's good to see the Airbenders working together and Tenzin's teachings coming in handy. Boomy and Tenzin met up, and so did Tenzin and Genoa after they kidnapped the hunters. I like this episode, and I like the little moments of Airbenders, Tenzin, Genoa, Boomy, and the rest of them. I think it's a nice little development, and seeing Tenzin struggle with people because he is another uptight person, and him actually asking Boomy for advice after he asked Korra for advice again is a great character moment for him. And him getting frustrated because he is getting nowhere with people is also good to see. He getting mad at Genoa for mentioning Kai said that she should be a master.
How can you be on the council and not be a master.
Because, as someone who doesn't care about airbending culture, I've been suddenly mentioning that probably ticked him off. Especially Kai, who's been nothing but trouble the whole time. Let's be honest, nothing but trouble the whole time. Yeah, I mean, I can understand why Tenzin would be mad at Genoa mentioning that Kai threw that idea in her head. Then I like Boomy. He did mention to Tenzin, he's like, I'm afraid that I can't like live up to Dad's expectations, so and I do like that Tenzin reassured him that Dad would be proud of him, which I think that's nice. I think Aang would be proud of Boomy, so I do think that's a nice moment between the two as well. Moving on to episode 8, Bolin's still having a hard time learning metal bending. It's Opus farewell denim. So Hugh and Korra on metal sing and sleep without Korra. Mako Bolin fight for foes. The metal benders join the fray. So Hugh gets pulled away from his group. Bolin starts pull Lee. Sue and Lin got Korra. So Hugh and Korra retreat. Which again, this fight is freaking amazing. I feel like the fight scenes really are a step above the rest. This is a fun little action piece. It must have been a god that gave up Korra. They found the god that betrayed Korra. We're doing this season 2 again, so it's with Aoi, which he's Sue's trusty advisor, another trusted advisor that's trustworthy. Secret bookcase room is in Aoi's house. Aoi revealed his true colors to the gang. He tried to blow up the gang, but he failed, but he also destroyed his proof that ties him to Zahir. Aoi escaped. Korra wants to hunt down Zahir and his group, and Sue goes like, yeah, go ahead, Korra. Even though Lin doesn't want you to, go ahead. I like this episode. I mean, I don't like they even acknowledge for doing a season 2 again. Like, just picking up the plot point, copying it and pasting it. I do not appreciate that. Just because they acknowledge it doesn't mean it's good. But like, the fight scene, everything else is so fucking good. Like, I can't help but love this episode, even though there's a flaw with it. The episode's really good, so I can look past that. Episode 9. Wolf Queen has a wanted poster for our heroes. They found Aoi's car. Mako Bolin check out the new About Time, which is Misty Palms Oasis. Asami and Korra found out about Aoi planning on going to Zabo's Grove. Mako and Bolin found Aoi. The gang are stalking Aoi out so they could follow him to Zahir. Due to Bolin's movie star status, he was able to get a room across for Aoi, which I do appreciate that's relevant. Nugtuck is relevant. Aoi went to the spirit world to go to Zahir's grove, so Korra followed him. So he threw Aoi into the fog of lost souls for being followed. Zahir says he's a part of the Red Lotus who want to restore freedom to the world. Unalaq was part of the Red Lotus to do like what happened in season 2, like release the spirit gates so like spirits can be in the human world again. But like, you know, the Red Lotus didn't want him to become a dark avatar, and yeah, so they found out that Unalaq betrayed them. I'm not sure how I feel about Unalaq being a part of the terrorist group the whole time and involved with Korra's kidnap. It's just like, I don't even know what, I mean, besides to add a bit of flow, and I guess to make Unalaq feel more of a villain, and also like to, because does this impact how I feel about the Red Lotus? No. Is it supposed to make me feel something about the Red Lotus? I'm not sure. I'm torn up. That's why I'm so torn. I can't think of a reason besides, again, low, to build it out. If that's the only reason, that's a fine reason, but I'm trying, maybe I'm trying to think too hard. That's probably, I'm just trying to spin my wheels for the sake of spinning my wheels. So he was able to tip off his friends where Korra's physical body is. Bolin and Mako found Gozan and Meng Mi, so Asami can escape with Korra's body, so he wants to tear down nations and governments to his path to restore balance to the world. To have Oro, you must have this Oro, according to Zahir, and his arrow nomad that he likes so much. Korra and Asami were captured by the Wolf Queen, and the Red Lotus got Mako and Bolin. I like this episode. I like that we finally got Zahir's motivation. He believes that there's order in the chaos. There's peace within the chaos. He's an agent of chaos.
I'm an agent of chaos.
Again, but fight scenes are freaking amazing in this season. Again, and really a step above. I have little else to say. I mean, Misty Palms Oasis is fine. Like, we use a town from the first show. It is what it is. I mean, it doesn't bug me. When it does, it's like, oh my god, that's the place. So it is what it is. Moving on to episode 10. Korra tries to warn the Queen's man by Zahir, but don't believe him. Bolin talking to the Red Lotus is the best Bolin moment in my opinion by far.
Do with all that time? Did you sing songs, work on crafts?
Asami frees herself and is looking for keys to free Korra, but Red Lotus show up before the Queen. The hero tries to get Korra from the Queen in exchange for the location of Airbenders. The Queen agrees. Asami got the keys and free Korra with a goal. My friend isn't freeing without a trick. The airship crashed thanks to Korra. She didn't do it on purpose, she accidentally did, but thanks to her. There's something in the sands that Korra and Asami, the Queen's man, tried to free the airship and fix it, but Lin still can't Melbourne to break out of prison. Lin found by Emino friends. The airship is fixed but is merely destroyed by something, I'm gonna just call it a sand shark, because that's what it looked like. I mean, if I really wanted to, I can look up the name, but I really don't feel like it, but it's laziness on my part. But it's just a sand shark. The hero learns that the Queen lost the Avatar. The hero reveals that he knows this, and the Queen sends her guards to attack. That failed miserably. The hero literally takes the Queen's breath away while talking about how she took away the freedom of her people. One of the coolest ways to kill someone. I'm sorry. Airbending, Aang always talked about airbending being a self-defense, thing and stuff like that. I would have never thought in a million years to use airbending to literally take the air out of someone's lung and then using that air to block off air from their lungs so it becomes a vacuum and freaking kills them. Oh, that is so creative. So simplistic, too. It is amazing. I'm sorry. That is a terrifying way to go. But, it's also so cool. The walls of Boss thing came down to imagine looting, mud, boning, all that fun stuff that comes with chaos. And people go, oh my god, we can rob, loot, and all that stuff. The hero gives Mako and Bullen a message to tell Korra and Korra escape the land shark. Korra and Korra escape the sand shark. Lin, Korra's dad, and Zuko meet up with Korra and Asami, and Korra found out the Queen is dead. I love this episode. I really love the hero. He talks about this one El Nomad, but he really loves, he says, detached from world, you can fly. But, he seems to really love airbender culture. But like I just mentioned, airbending in the way of a nomads is supposed to use your airbending technique in terms of fighting as a self-defense kind of a thing. And of course, killing the Queen the way he did isn't like that. So, I don't know how much this El Nomad specifically that he really loves is different from the other nomads. Maybe he's the one with a different opinion or different point of view. But he's clearly not fully in the airbending culture as he may appear to be. And I do appreciate that small detail. If you don't watch the original show, you ain't feel like you're missing something, but if you have seen the original show, you could be it adds a little bit more level of depth, and I do appreciate that. I really appreciate Korra interacting with the Queen's men, and they, appreciating Korra getting them out of the desert. I think that was a nice little thing. The captain of the ship was hey, whatever's going on between you and your Wolf Queen, that's above my pay grade. Good luck to you. I appreciate that so much, and that was very cool. So moving on to episode 11. Boss's thing is in chaos. Mako and Bullen take an airship and got the family out of Boss's thing because the house was being blown down. Mako and Bullen found Korra and Asami. The hero is gonna wipe out the airbenders unless Korra gave herself up. They can't contact the Northern Air Temple. Korra goes to the spirit world to talk to the hero, but only find Iroh. Iroh tells Korra to ask Zuko for help since he was friends with Aang. And since, Korra doesn't have access to her past lives, which was a consequence from the previous season, I do appreciate that coming into play. I believe she tried to do that in episode 1 as well, so I do appreciate that it's coming up multiple times, and actually feeling relevant. Zuko told Korra that, Aang would have loved nothing more to see the airbenders be a thing, but he goes Aang would put his duty as Avatar above that want to keep balance, and we still balance to the world and protect everyone. But Red Lotus shows up at the Air Temple as soon as Korra warned Tenzin about the heel. The assault begins, all the airbenders get gathered up. Tenzin, Kai, and Bumi fight Red Lotus as well as try to escape. Pai Li is one hell of a sniper. These combustion benders are so fucking cool. This also might be one of the best fight scenes in Avatar. I'm sorry, they really knocking out of it apart in terms of fight choreography in this season. Our heroes are really struggling. Kai tries to distract Pearly so Boas can escape. That failed, and Kai gets shut down. Bumi and Kyle fall down a cliff, but they were found later on, but alive. Tenzin gets beaten up badly. Kai made a baby Elbuzz friend. I like this episode. Not that I have, like, much to say about this episode. Like, this is one of the best, one of the best fight scenes and Avatar in general. Again, the choreography, I feel like in this season is just a step above anything we have gotten so far. And, well, maybe just in Korra, but, like, not that, like, Avatar The Last Airbender didn't have good fight scenes. They had excellent fight scenes, but, like, I don't know, I've just been blown away after fight scene in this show, in this season specifically. I'm gonna give all the praise to that. Episode 12. The Red Lows really do just cover each other's weaknesses, so it's hard to think of a plan of attack. Korra wants to give herself up to save the Airbenders, because to save the Airbenders will restore balance to, like, the world. The heroes split up into two teams, a Korra team and an Airbender team. The hero meets up with Korra, Mako Berlin, and Sami found by Airbenders. Korra gave herself up. Only Tenzin was real, but all Airbenders were waterbend, which is honestly very creative. Mako Berlin and Sami fight goes on and Ming Hai. I butcher her name, I apologize. Korra heals that was a trick and is finding that hero and Pali are chained up. Lin and Sue get in on the action. Korra's dad saves Korra and cuts out hero's L-chip free so he can escape. Gaza just says fucking lava bend's enough to like just start melting the whole Northern Air Temple. Berlin using oath bending to like go through walls is a nice option of escape. Gozan and Ming Han still are hero's L-chip. The hero might kill Korra's dad. Lin draws Berlin's attention while Sue kills Berlin by wrapping her armor around her head as she was firing, so she blows her fucking head off. Of course they don't show that, but like, holy shit, that's like two brutal deaths in like 3 episodes. And like, godly. These bunch of betters need to be careful of their heads and blowing themselves up. I'm just saying, need to watch out for that. So Hugh got Korra again. He lets go of his rings for Pauline. Now he can fly. Korra's dad is saved. Berlin found out that he can lava bend, which I'm happy for Berlin in terms of he got something. And like finding out like, oh, well, you might not be able to metal bend, but you can lava bend. Like that's a cool little trait. So I do appreciate Berlin's like character growth a bit throughout the season. I wish it was maybe hinted at a little bit, but he could maybe lava bend. Just like a small hint during the last encounter with Gozan will really have done something for me. I mean, it makes sense. He has a fire bending and oath bending parents. It makes sense he could lava bend, but still. Like, I wish it was a little more foreshadowing for that. Kai saves the Sami, Tenzin, Berlin, and Mako from burning lava. We meet Kuvera, who, she was in the background the whole season, but I put a pen for that for season 4. This one really clicked on me. They knew where they were going with season 4, or at least had a rough idea, because they played music. Because like, just you wait, guys. This person's a poem.
Kuvera.
And I feel like they could end the season greatly. You cannot know where you're going for like seasons 1 and 2 and Code Still and both seasons. Well, season 2 didn't end badly. Season 2 had a nice ending to it, specifically season 1. But the bridge to season 2 and season 3 was rough. Really, it's a shame that season 3 and season 4 are the only 2 seasons with a good bridge between the seasons. Season 1's bad ending clearly just did not fall well into season 2, and then season 2 had a good ending. They just didn't know how to work in and change directions for what they wanted to do with season 3. So I feel like season 3 into season 4 is gonna be a lot better than what has come before, and it's a shame they got. I mean, at least they got it right on the last one, but it's a shame that it is the last one. Kai knows well what Airbenders are, which is some caves. Mako and Kai make up, and I feel like we're supposed to like Kai now. I really don't. Korra's all chained up, but Red Lotus is gonna poison Korra. I like this episode. Honestly, I feel like I said everything that I need to say. I'm done with the breakdown, so I'm not gonna waste any more time. Let's get to the 13th and last episode of the season. The person will force Korra into the Avatar state and kill her, so the cycle will end as a symbol of the system. Genoa knows that Korra has been kidnapped due to her spirit projection foam thing. Korra is trying to stop going into the Avatar state, but that really did not work. Team Avatar found the cave. Korra has visions of season past villains, which that does trigger her going into the Avatar state. But Airbenders escape and Team Avatar helps him. Juno leads Team Avatar to Korra. Korra goes beast mode with her Avatar mode. Korra takes on Zahil as Mako Blend take on Gazan and Ming Han. The poisons start to affect how Korra fights. Juno is getting the Airbenders to help Korra. Mako kills Milan with some lightning bending due to water and lightning not really mixing too well. Gazan brings down the cave around him because he ain't going back to prison, but Berlin and Mako escape. Zahil tries to kill Korra, but Korra is saved due to the Airbenders' attack. Korra takes down Zahil. Zu removes the poison from Korra's system. Korra needs time to recover. This is a hint towards the end of season 4 of Asami and Korra's being an item together. This particular scene, I'm not sure how people feel about that. I do feel like I wish there's more time with them as a couple. I feel like this is like the first true like they could be a little more than friends hint. Genoa got her airbending master tattoos. Korra cries as Tenzin says that the airbenders will help restore balance as Korra recovers because she feels like she isn't needed as Avatar. I love this episode. This is a great finale. This is a great lead-in episode for season 4. I think this is a perfect thesis statement or picture the ideal of Aang was born in a time when he did not want to be the Avatar, but the world needed him. And Korra wants to be the Avatar, but the world doesn't need her. I think that is this is but picture perfect of that concept and idea. I love it for that. Zahil being taken down was very satisfying. Love the fight. Han and Mako not using lightning bang into this point, and even trying to strike her with lightning kind of go like, we were totally holding that to the final episode. The conventions of storytelling and what you hold in the back pocket until later. But I'm like, why did he use that before this episode? Again, not necessarily hit her because there's a pole at her feet, so it's hard for her to dodge. But like, still, like, shoot that off. Like, Marco's a poet, or like whatever makes you happy. But Gozen not wanting to go back to prison and just ending himself or try to take his opponent with him. You know, that's a fine ending for him. Overall, I really like this season. Season 3 of Korra. I feel like halfway through it, Korra finally found its footing as a show. 2.5 seasons is a long time to be stumbling. Like, you know, first seasons of show, you still got that's perfect time to find your balance. In the second season, that's when you hit the ground running and make your show great. It took Korra not only the second season to stumble, but half of this one, I feel like was kind of still trying to figure out like what to do with Korra the show, but like it finally found this footing. I don't want to paint Avatar of Life's Airbender as a perfect show because it had episodes I dislike and wasn't the biggest fan of. Footloose and the whole god dang Great Divide episodes come to mind. I feel like not the Korra's direction, what direction is far from it. I just feel like they finally figure out what were the strengths of this show and kind of what made Avatar great and finally push it into it. And I like that they push Korra into the farthest corner we've seen any protagonist from anyone in Avatar by far has gone through. Being poisoned and trying to have your life taken so like the Avatar saga will end is wild and crazy. Imagery of this season really makes you feel people's pain. Like the Earth Queen suffocating. You feel her suffocate. And you feel Korra going through the pain of the poison. It is wonderfully like drawn, animated. It's like very good. And I think with all that being said, I would give Korra season 3 an 8 out of 10. So I'd like to thank you all for coming out. It's been fun, it's been a blast, it's been a real fun blast. Hit that like button if you like the video, hit that dislike button if you dislike the video, and hit subscribe if you want to see more for us content in the future. And I will see you all next time. Bye.